99.9% of all the successful people I know set goals for themselves. Today we're going to talk about how to set real estate goals. Goal setting becomes easier when you understand a few things about goals and why they're so important. We're going to talk about the key elements of goal setting, why goal setting works, how to set goals, and the importance of the willingness and vision to adapt your goals. So what are some of the key elements of goal setting? First of all, they have to be measurable. You have to be able to measure your progress. Second of all, they need to be attainable. And if your goal is so big that it's not attainable, then we're going to break it down to the first step, which is attainable. Of course, all things have to be relevant, so don't go off on any tangents. Let's stay inside the goal. And of course, every goal has to have a time frame or some amount of time that it has to be done in. It must be time bound. Why does goal setting work? Well, I've experienced it in my life firsthand. It works because when you set goals, you start to focus. It puts a point of focus into your life. And the more we focus on something, the more that it will happen. I like to read my goals when I'm really serious about my goals. In the morning, while I'm brushing my teeth or shaving, and in the evening before I go to bed, as a constant reminder, arming my subconscious with the energy to scan everything, check everything. Do not let me miss an opportunity to get where I'm going. That's essentially what reading your goals over and over, what closing your eyes and using imagination to see you accomplishing your goals or to vision that you've accomplished your goal. The reason why all that works is you're feeding your subconscious mind. And what your subconscious mind is going to do is it's not going to let any opportunity pass in front of it that pertains to your goal without tapping you on the shoulder and go, wake up, Mitch, it's right there. You wanted this goal? Wake up, Mitch. This man just said that he does X and you need this to get where you're going. Stop what you're doing. Go address this man who can do X for you. And it just keeps pounding you. You don't even really know that it's happening, but your subconscious mind will not let go of it. There's a lot to know about the mind. If you haven't read the book Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz, you might want to read it. It might be the first goal of any goal you have is to read that book. Because once you understand the power of the mind and how the mind works, you will have a much greater chance to get to where you're going and to achieve your goals. Because it's really all about this. That's all it's ever been about. It's always been about what's between here. Always. So why don't we make the first goal to understand how that works? Now, I suppose there's 101 ways or opinions on how to set goals. I like to take bigger goals and move them down to the smallest element, and that's my first thing. That's my first goal. I like to break big goals down into small pieces because when I look at some of the things that I've accomplished, I have said, yeah, I wanted to be a multimillionaire. But after that, I never really wanted to have to look at that big a mountain. So I would say, I want to be a multimillionaire. My first step is get $3,000 a month coming into my household so I don't have to have a job. It went from this really big thing to be a multimillionaire, and the first step was you got to get free of your job. How much is your job paying you? My job pays me $3,000 a month. So I go from I want to be a multimillionaire to I got to figure out how to get $3,000 a month to come to my mailbox in the greatest country in the world. Not so hard anymore. It's long been said that you should set your goals really big, really high, really far out. And if you only get halfway, you're still in a great place. I'd like to take that a little bit further and say, let's break it down and do an outline of all the steps that it might take to get there, and then have a willingness to adapt your goals and have the vision to see when you need to adapt. If something's not working or you're not able to do it one way, then adapt and go at it another way. One thing's for sure, you got to be a winner, and that means you don't quit. You just keep adapting until you find what works for you. If this episode or episodes like this one have helped you, please let us know and go ahead and hit that like button and that share button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And for being with me all this way to the end of this episode, I would like to give you the first 31 pages of my book, My Life in 1,000 Houses, 200 plus ways to find bargain properties. The reason why I'm giving you the first 31 pages of this book is because it's all about how you start out from zero with branding in mind. Because if you don't take some of these steps in the very beginning, you're going to go a long way down the road before you figure out that you haven't done it right and that you've got to go back and rechange some things and lose a lot of goodwill that you have generated up to that point. And I don't want that to happen to you. It's a simple read. It's only 31 pages. It'll change the way you're looking at email addresses, letterheads, names, all kinds of things that you have to have in the beginning. So check it out. You go to 1000houses.com. You scroll up and down the homepage there through all the free stuff and find the first 31 pages on branding. Click on that link. It'll be digitally downloaded to you in a split second, and you'll be reading these 31 pages, and you'll be all the smarter for it in just a few minutes. All right, this is Mitch Stephen, and I will see you in the next episode.